You know, Mississippi has so much history that we can learn from, especially when it comes to the world of aviation. And right here in Gulfport on Pass Road, just east of Hughes Avenue, is the Mississippi Aviation Museum. Francisco Gonzalez is the executive director and curator. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Tell us a little bit about this and how it got started.
It all started because of John Robinson. He was the first African American ever to fight in combat in a foreign war. He went to Ethiopia and became the commander of the Ethiopian Air Force when Mussolini was invading. Haile Selassie, the emperor of Ethiopia, told him, come and help us. And he went in there and helped. And he was in the battle against Italy. When he came back to America from there, he became famous in Chicago, where he had started a school of aviation. And then he came to Keesler and taught at Keesler. He taught at Tuskegee. So
the thing about him is he's from Gulfport.
He's from Gulfport.
Originally from Gulfport.
Yes, grew up in Gulfport, and he wanted to be a pilot. He saw Moisant landing in Jones Park and on a float plane, and he said, I want to do it.
Well, there's so much here in honor of him, but there's so much more that we want to show you here. If you have not been to the Mississippi Aviation Museum on Pass Road in Gulfport yet, you need to make a trip. One of the great rooms here is the Air Base room.
Yes, the air bases of Mississippi. Come on, to tell the story of Mississippi aviation, you have to tell the story of what happened from 1917 to 1944, when we were fighting World War I and World War II. These bases, this gallery will showcase, and it showcases photographs and the history of those bases in the state of Mississippi. That was instrumental in building the Air Force and the Army Air Corps in Mississippi. And it's a beautiful, beautiful exhibition.
A lot of history right here.
You need to history right here.
Well, we want to show you some more stuff they have here at the Aviation Museum. One of the great things too is all the rooms that you have that people can interact. I mean, and especially with the kids. You have a great room here for kids for having birthday parties.
This is not only for a birthday party, but this is what we teach STEM. In this room, we teach aerodynamics, and little kids learn to know what makes an airplane fly. Adults as well. I also like to show STEM and how imagination and things like that and curiosity make you become a better human being. You always should be thirsty for curiosity, for technology and innovation, and this is what we teach it. In the summer, we taught 60 kids in these rooms how to do robotics, 3D printing, aerodynamics, flight simulation. It was fantastic.
Speaking of simulators, we got to show you that next. Now, one of the great things are the simulators you have here, Francisco. So, I mean, this one here is a what? F-14?
It's an F-4.
F-4?
These flight simulators are motion. We got these through a grant from the Gulf Coast Heritage Area, and we're so grateful because it's one of our greatest assets, not only for entertainment and for education, but also revenue for the museum. Because parents and kids love to come over here and learn to fly on these.
How many different planes can you fly on this?
We have about 15 right now.
Wow.
And next year, I plan to have, what do you call it? Let me get the gear up before I stall. I don't want to stall. And
of course, you are a pilot, so you know.
Yeah, so, you know, you get to.
Different views.
They get to learn to. And the great thing is that these chairs move, so you really feel like you're in it, you know.
I see that.
I mean, there you are like, wow. and it's just a lot of fascinating moves.
Well, before you crash, we're going to go and look at some more of the stuff you have here at the Mississippi Aviation Museum on Pass Road in Gulfport.
Oh, wait, I got to do a loop. Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting there, sick.
Okay, now wait a minute. Loop, 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 loop. Oh, no, I'm stalling. Down I go.
There's so much to see here. I mean, it's so many rooms. We're not going to be able to show them all to you. That's why you got to come check this place out. It's really nice. Old uniforms, for one thing.
Well, yeah, so because we're so interactive and we get all the people touching tables and active tables, I also felt it was necessary that we show the history based on artifacts that are going back to World War II and Vietnam and Korea. So the volunteers have come forward with their uniforms and donated them to the museum. As you know, this is how we build this museum. So the reason why we have so much to show is because the community showed up.
And there is so much that, again, as I said, I mean, they have theaters here that you can go in and watch and find out more about the aviation history of Mississippi. We're not talking about the whole United States. We're talking about Mississippi. I mean, just like over here, we have the wall with the hurricane hunters. I mean, that's an integral part of what's been going on here, right here on the Gulf Coast for so many years. It's the hurricane hunters.
Mm-hmm. And the reason why I wanted to highlight them is because they are just so intricate to our community.
Yes.
It's all about how we showcase Mississippi aviation with utmost respect for the past. And that's what these galleries on this side of the museum do. They showed, over there we entertain you, you can get on an airplane, you can play with the touch tables, you can fly simulate. But when you come on this side of the museum, it's to learn history.
You know, one of my favorite movies was Red Tails, talking about Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah.
Robin Roberts' father was one of the Tuskegee Airmen. And you've got a big, nice gallery here saluting them.
This gallery not only salutes the African-American pilots of World War II, but it helps me help integrate communities, because back then it was segregation. I wanted to show that we can come together in one unit place, that we can show the great endowments that those people had and that we had. We honor people in aviation irregardless of the color of their skin. That's what this museum shows. And the Tuskegee Airmen were intricate in building that excellence of aviation in Mississippi.
So many aviation heroes from Mississippi, and you honor them in this room Hall of Fame.
Yeah, the Aviation Hall of Fame is one of my favorites because it's where I bring the really heroes of aviation, people that stood the time and they became great aviators. A lot of them are in this gallery. A lot of them, nobody knows about them. So when you come to the museum, you're going to see an incredible stories of people that took action and believe in their passionately about becoming aviators, and they became famous throughout the world, including 4 astronauts. I am so proud for this gallery. It really, really is one of my favorites.
Now, tell us the hours that you're open here, Francisco.
We open Thursday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, we open at 12:30 to 5 p.m. And of course, we open some holidays, we're open, and we post that on Google and Facebook when that happens.
And of course, if you want some more information, you can go to their website, the Facebook page.
Yeah, and people can rent the museum for parties.
Yes.
We have birthday parties.
And we haven't even shown you all the airplanes that they have in here. They've got a kit caboodle of airplanes on display throughout here. Come check them out, the Mississippi Aviation Museum on Pass Road in Gulfport.